welcome to Change Starts With You, a podcast by United Way Emerald Coast. I am Kelly Jason, President and CEO of United Way, and I am so excited to welcome back
Back.
Ed Burns
I'm
with
glad to be back. I didn't know if I'd be invited
I
back.
know it was questionable.
Yeah,
You're actually the first person to ever return
that's
as a
not.
repeat
That can't be
guest.
true.
It
We'll
is true.
research that out, but I don't think
Fact
that's
checking.
okay. It's fair.
Yeah, awesome. Well, welcome back. We're excited to have you here today. For those who maybe missed that first episode, why don't you just tell us a little bit about your role at United Fidelity Bank, please?
Absolutely. So I am the community president for United Fidelity Bank Emerald Coast. So we are a bank that has been around since 1914, heavily based out of Evansville, Indiana, but took over this area in, like I said, about 4.5 years ago, and have just really enjoyed the ability to really bring community banking back
Yeah,
into the area and focus on that. So,
awesome.
yeah.
You've been in banking most of your
I've been in
professional
banking
career?
I've been in banking almost 20 years,
Yeah.
which is hard.
Started when you were 4, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, have seen a ton of changes in the industry, but it's been a fun ride,
Yeah.
and like I said, almost 20 years in the whole industry.
World. Now there are several United Fidelity Bank locations across the US and Virgin Islands,
U.S.
is that
Virgin
the
Islands, so
right?
yeah, yeah, so
What makes our community so special?
absolutely. So, you know, funny enough, we actually had a corporate trainer come in from Evansville about 2 weeks ago. She wanted to kinda get a lay for the land. She was newer for the position. She was based out of
Mhm.
Evansville, and, everybody says, "Look, my community's cool.
Right.
My community's special," and, like, we know really how much ours is, and
Mhm.
it's just different and unique. So, she was here for a week, and so she got to stay here on the weekends and everything else, and after week 1, she's like, "This is just a neat area.
Right.
Like, everybody's so nice," and I was like, "I was trying to tell you, like, between the military and the locals and then all the
Mhm.
nonprofits and organizations that we work at, and people don't really get it until you get
Right.
to spend some time here. So it is a unique area. I'm so glad to call this my home.
Yes.
I was born and raised here. So I love it. I will go and I will visit other areas. I love visiting other areas, but I don't ever see myself leaving
Yeah.
this area just because how cool it is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love to hear that. So I think you bring so much of that just passion for our community into your role. And what's really cool is getting to see you and the way that you inspire your teammates also to get involved in the community. I've really seen you step up the volunteerism, from the team at United Fidelity Bank. So why is volunteerism really important to you, either as a leader or from kind of the company standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been important to me, myself, being a local, and wanting to give back to the community, and then partnering with a bank like United Fidelity, as I kinda said, it's been around since 1914.
Hmm.
And so from our, Midwest roots, I mean, we've always had this culture of volunteerism. We invest in our community, we invest in our employees. I mean, we actively incent them to volunteer in the
Hmm.
community. So we've got a really robust volunteer program, and that translates so well to our area.
Hmm.
And when I took over the team and started building the team about 4.5 years ago, I was looking for those people.
Right.
I was looking for those people that I wanted good bankers. And I tell people all the time, I think I'm a pretty good banker,
Hmm.
but I feel like I'm a better community partner, try to be. And um, you know, kind of combine that with banking.
Right.
So I wanted to find people that were like-minded. I wanted to find people that wanted to really dig in, engage in the community, engage with our customers,
Hmm.
our nonprofits, our businesses, and so we've done a really good job. We built a great team, and we're continuing to build.
Right.
And what's neat is now we're starting to hire some people that maybe don't have a lot of banking experience. We've hired some tellers that had no banking experience, and they're just all excited. They're like, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to learn what you're doing. Tell me more about this. So, partially, I think we're starting to build the next generation of the
Hmm.
volunteers and community people as
Means
well.
we're getting older, right?
I find myself thinking that, and sometimes I had a guy ask me the other day. He goes, if you could tell me one thing that you is inspired you in your career that would help me be
Mhm.
successful, and I'm like, listen, man, like I'm like, oh God, I've been doing this almost
Right.
20 years.
Do
I'm
you wanna
now
know a thing? It's that
I
guy.
might be
Yeah.
the semi older guy in the room,
Oh, yeah.
and so I'm starting to embrace that
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
and lean into that a little bit, and but it's a simple answer is just show up and
Right.
and do stuff,
Right.
and but yeah. I like to say we're seasoned.
Mhm.
Seasoned is a good word. Maturing. I mean, if we're talking
Yeah,
about
for
bourbon,
sure.
great. But seasoned is a good
That
word.
is a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've had a number of your teammates get involved with United Way Emerald Coast, so it's always fun to see our partnership flourish. We've had people graduate from Project Lead,
absolutely.
helping us with fundraising, serving on our board of
Abs-
directors, through Leadership Okaloosa and our community day there and the Alice simulations. So definitely appreciate and applaud you guys getting involved with our organization. But I know we're just one of many that your team is supporting as well.
Absolutely. But I mean, it all goes back to that part of just digging into the
Mhm.
community and really embracing that part of it. But, you know, uh, we jokingly say that's the most fun
Mhm.
of what we get to do. I mean, yes, spreadsheets and this and
Those
looking
are
at profitability.
fun.
I mean, we love helping our customers. We do, and that is really fun. But, this is very much a throwback what I look
Mhm.
at to what banking should be
Mhm.
and what used to be a
Right.
little bit. I mean, a lot of my team members and myself, we came from, very much large corporate bank
Mhm.
backgrounds. We're
Mhm.
not gonna talk about them.
Right.
But this gives us the availability to really dig into what we look at community banking
Mhm.
all about, which is being active in the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, I love that. So that leads us right into maybe an exciting announcement. Hopefully, people have already seen what's next for our partnership. But that is, we are really, really, really grateful to have United Fidelity Bank coming in as presenting sponsor of United for Impact, which is our second annual nonprofit conference to be held in October. So
W
thank you. I'm like, round of
you're yeah.
applause. Yay.
Yeah, I know. We are so excited for this, and when the opportunity was
Mhm.
presented to us, it was a really an easy conversation because we strive to be involved in so many different things and so many different with the United Way and
Mhm.
all of its reach, and then so many of the partner organizations in
Right.
the United Way. So it was an easy conversation. It's an easy thing to get
Mhm.
excited about, and I know I'm excited. I know my team's excited,
Good.
and we're looking. We saw what impact that event had last year, so we're excited to be a part of the growth of that,
Yes.
and in the years beyond as
Love
well.
that. Yeah, before the day was even over last year, we had people asking like, "This is gonna be an annual thing, right?" And we're like, "I don't know. Let me just get through this first one. I'm not sure if we can
Mhm.
commit." But as soon as we wrapped it up, we were like, "We've got to do this again." Next year. And so here we are, getting closer and closer, and it's super exciting to see
Yeah.
the way it's shaking out, and some of the speakers that we're gonna have this year are just phenomenal. So we have announced our lunch keynote. His name is Johnny
I
Crowder.
saw
He's
that.
a mental health rock star,
Yep.
founder of Cope Notes, which is a mental health app for your phones, kind of sending those great thoughts that you should have, kind of
Oh,
throughout
that's
the
cool.
day to maybe interrupt anything that is negative going on in your mind. So we're really excited to hear from him at lunchtime. I think he's going to be phenomenal, really helping us think about compassion fatigue and burnout, which, unfortunately crosses many industries, but especially the
Absolutely.
nonprofit industry where you're so often caring for others and not as much about ourselves.
I can imagine that. My wife has been in,
Mhm.
social work
Mhm.
for 22
Right.
years, so it is truly a calling,
Mhm.
and the not-for-profit world, I think everybody I'm so thankful they do it because it truly is a calling,
Yeah.
to do it, so that sounds like an awesome
Yeah.
speaker.
Well, morning will get kicked off with Tim Bolduc,
Mm.
now with Adam Sanitation and founder of TV Speak. So he'll offer kind of that inspiring message in the morning, wrap up the evening with a panel discussion with some of the best event fundraisers in Northwest Florida. So that'll be phenomenal. And then sprinkled throughout just a number of breakout sessions on a variety of topics about leadership or strategic planning or AI,
Mhm.
kind of all the hot topics. So we're just thrilled about that day.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, I mean, the AI piece, I'm looking forward to that part of it
Mhm.
because it crosses so many different industries, and, I mean, whether it be banking, whether it be the nonprofit world, whether it be, really
Right.
anything, I mean, it's going to affect so many different things, so hearing different viewpoints is awesome.
Like, what more can I do beyond just, like, fix my email out of ChatGPT? I know there's a lot more
Oh, I know,
capabilities out
I
there,
feel
so
it the uses of what it's being done
yeah,
for, I mean, are just
wild.
literally
Mhm,
barely scratching the
mhm.
surface, so super exciting stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. It'll be a great day, and hopefully, we're preparing to grow our audience size. So we just toured Beachside Church, where this is going to be earlier today, and we were kind of just thinking through our breakout sessions and where the lines are going to form for check-in and lunch and all of that. If we have more people, which hopefully we will,
Absolutely.
making sure that we're prepared and ready. So, how many of your teammates are coming? Do you
I
think?
they all wanna I mean, my
Mm,
business at least
good.
I mean, at least a business development team,
Yeah,
so, I mean, we've got at least 4 people that are gonna be
amazing.
there that day, so, they like I said, they're once I announced to them what we were doing,
Mhm.
they were so on board and so excited. It was something we weren't able to be a part of last year, but we saw
Right.
the impact of it, and so, yeah, we're stoked for it.
Perfect. Yeah, great for nonprofit professionals. That's definitely our main target audience, but really did try to create a day that's really relevant also to people who maybe are strong volunteers or serve on boards of directors or want to.
Yeah,
But then so many of these skills and topics will translate into any industry as well. So
absolutely.
not just for nonprofits, but really anybody will find something that day that's applicable to their workplace or their professional or personal career. So we're excited to pack the house and really, really, really grateful to have you guys leading that for us.
We're absolutely excited for it and can't wait.
Is there a certain topic you think that really stands out to you?
So I was looking through a lot of the topics, and one of the ones that I saw, and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of maybe seems obscure, but with working with a lot of not for profits and nonprofits, the grant writing. I
Mhm.
mean, I am finding that is such a that's such a coveted skill
Right.
and a really hard skill to do. I mean, because you've got so many people, and people that are talented on boards, and these are professionals and retired professionals and things like that. And grant writing is not just writing something that's really pretty
Sure.
and nice and eloquent. I mean, it's really hitting the topics of what that grant looks like,
Mhm.
and it's really as I said, kind of a coveted skill,
Mhm.
and you have to work really hard at that. And
Mhm.
as you said, AI helps with some of that,
Right.
but I mean, and that may be one thing that really helps people to that next level. So I think that that piece of it, and then knowing that there's some AI section in there,
Mhm.
that may be helpful to a lot of different
Absolutely.
organizations. So and as the grant processing and government funding is ever
Mhm.
changing,
Absolutely.
so I thought that that piece of it would be super cool.
Yeah.
And as we saw as you were speaking about the speaker with mental health, and just all of that. I mean, it really seems that in the workplace in general, like we give so much,
Mhm.
and we keep talking about post COVID. I mean,
Right.
we're almost 5 6 years, at least 4,
Mhm.
and I feel like that counts as 10.
Sure.
That
I
4
agree.
that 4 years was, added a lot of different things, but I am very hopeful in seeing that a lot of the stuff we learned,
Mhm.
pre and post
Mhm.
are helping us grow to the future, and
Absolutely.
so, yeah, I
I
mean
think it's an exciting time for nonprofits to decide, like, are you ready to, I hate using the word again, pivot, because I feel
oh,
like you heard
yeah,
that so much, during COVID. But I think we've got to be really creative and flexible and agile, this year, especially it seems with some other fundraising or um, funders kind of drying up or reducing funding. We need to figure out, what are the creative solutions to continue to serve our people here in Northwest Florida. So
absolutely. I mean, there's a
great year
lot
for
of
us.
noise out there,
Yeah.
and I mean, I still think that the people that wanna hear the message and will
Hmm.
respond to the messages
Hmm.
are out there. I
Hmm.
mean, but there is a lot of noise,
Sure.
and, it's been a weird year.
Right.
Um,
I'll say that.
exactly.
Same.
So people are like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, it means it's weird,
Yeah.
and if we could place something on it or articulate it, we would tell you, but it's
Hmm.
been weird. So, but I definitely think the people that are there and, as you said, pivoting or the refocusing or strategizing,
Hmm.
this is a great time to kinda, I always liken it. I always love the analogy of drawing a bowstring back.
Okay.
Sometimes you're drawing that back to be able to go forward.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think a lot of people, if they're not doing that, should be doing that.
Right.
So I know we're doing that at the bank. We're looking at what our processes look like and
Hmm.
everything else. So
Hmm.
I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to do that.
I agree. And you now serve on our board of
I do.
directors.
I
Just
do.
started yours
Very
there soon
excited
or
about that
so.
opportunity.
Yeah, so we saw recently we also started laying the foundation for our strategic planning. I
Absolutely.
don't know if we'll end up with a 3 to 5 year plan or kind of where we'll be, but just exciting. I thought the energy in the room there. Our board had a lot of really great ideas and hopes for the vision of our organization. So I'm really excited to see how that plan shakes out.
Absolutely. Those conversations are always the most fun to me
Hmm.
because it's always always one of those things where there's not a wrong answer,
Right,
right?
right.
You're
Figure it
like,
all out.
yeah, like literally it is in some of the best ideas I've ever gotten from anything are those ones where it's a safe space
Mhm.
and you're literally just spitballing stuff against the wall and you get some just some gold out of there and you would have never really thought about
Right.
that had you not had that opportunity. So I'm excited to be, on the board during that time frame when we're looking at strategic planning, and just excited for the growth in of this organization as well. So
Awesome. Well, I know one of the reasons also that you chose to invest in the nonprofit conference is because of the close alignment with one of your annual
yeah,
events. So let's talk a little bit about Community Day,
absolutely.
what that is, when that is, and how people can get involved.
Absolutely. So this will be our fourth annual community day.
Golly.
Fourth, yeah, I
Oh,
know.
the first one. I feels like that one was last year.
It does. It does. So it's our fourth annual community day. This year it will be October 25th, which we do it on a Saturday. For those who haven't been or anything like that, it's really our opportunity as a bank to give back to the community.
Mhm.
And we do that. We have a fun fall carnival type
Right.
atmosphere. We do hot dogs, we do snow cones, we do giveaways. We bring in not-for-profit organizations to be able to better give those resources to the community. And we this started a couple years ago.
Mhm.
We partnered with Early Learning Coalition,
Yes.
and they have just been just amazing partners. So one of their things that they were looking at growing and developing, and it came in line with a partnership, was their Storybook
Right.
Village. And so that is their way to continue to drive early childhood literacy
Mhm.
and education and the resources that are there
Mhm.
and with their partners. And we connected with them, and it's just been this amazing
Yes.
partnership. And similarly to strategic planning, there's no wrong ideas.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
know they're like, hey, can we add this boat, from Okaloosa County? I'm like, sure.
All right.
I
Why
don't know
not?
where we'll put them, but
Yeah.
like if it's cool and it's giving back to the community and it's a fun event, like
Mhm.
we've done that. And so it's just been really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that was Saturday,
October
October
25th.
25th, at United Fidelity Bank, your main branch here off of
Yep.
Perry Avenue in Fort Walton.
10 to 1.
Fort Walton 10 to 1.
Yep.
And the Storybook Village is, if I'm not mistaken, the children get to kind of like start building their library at home. They
They
go with
do.
several books,
Yeah,
in addition to probably other resources and swag from the other nonprofits or vendors that are at the day.
absolutely. Yeah. So in that partnership, they're gonna give away over 4,000 books.
Golly.
And in their neat books too, there's some of the books that I read as a kid, like
Mhm.
Berenstain Bears books
Oh,
and things
goodness.
like.
Yeah. The
Um,
Berenstain Bears.
oh yeah, I mean classic books, but it's so neat to me because one of the things that we've got to see with them in that partnership is you're watching these kids walk away, with 4 or 5 books, and we started our kids reading to them very early.
Mhm.
My wife and I, and we were big readers. My wife still, if we go on vacation, she'll buy a book
Right.
and she's reading that the entire plane ride,
Okay.
and maybe the first day she's on vacation.
Uh-huh.
But I don't read as much as I like. I read a lot more for work. But just seeing kind of that light
Mhm.
for some of these kids as they're walking around with these books, and you're like, maybe this is
Right.
where they get their love for
Yes.
reading and everything else. So it's cool.
That
It's
is
cool.
awesome, and I think you are probably expecting about 1,000
We had
people,
close to 1,000 people last year.
right?
Yeah, so we
So
are
cool.
we're people want to get involved. We love volunteers.
Uh-huh.
This allows us to because I mean, and this is kind of that volunteerism, thing for the bank. It's all hands on deck. I've
Mhm.
got tellers, I've got commercial lenders,
Mhm.
I've got people in our back office, and we're cooking hot dogs and
Right.
we're doing snow cones and we're doing popcorn and we're partnering with the high schools and they're giving us some of their leadership and their cheerleaders and for those things. So it's just a neat thing.
Mhm.
So anybody that wants to volunteer,
Right.
we'd love
We need
to.
it.
Yeah, we need it because it just allows us to be able to continue to expand the
Mhm.
event. Feeding 1,000 people. I mean, I never knew that so many people loved a good old fashioned hot dog,
Right?
but a good old fashioned free hot dog will bring people out in droves. We
Well.
we had people come in until we were out of food last year,
Mhm.
but so volunteers gonna help drive that. But yeah, we're expecting well over 1,000 people
Amazing.
again. Yeah.
Amazing. Now I know, your team is relatively on the smaller side
Yeah,
overall, even for the Emerald Coast region. But I think again, it is really incredible to see the way that you guys are giving back and getting involved in the community. What advice would you have for other business leaders or organization leaders about community involvement?
absolutely. I mean, I think everything, and this is like every organization that I've been in that has a culture of volunteerism and giving back. I mean, it starts at the top.
Hmm.
And, I don't take that lightly, and that's something that I've always said is, show up
Hmm.
and, as a leader, and really drive that home. And, I enjoy it. I love when people don't even know that I'm the community president or
Right.
somebody that may need to answer that. But my team sees that,
Hmm.
they wanna get involved. They see that we're having fun with it. And I've tried to model that against other community leaders that are
Hmm.
in this market. And the thing
There's
that
a lot
keeps
to learn from.
no, there
Good things
is.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, one of the, Jerry Williams.
Of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
Gold star.
yeah. Well, I, um, I was talking to a friend one time, and they were talking about the first time they met Jerry
Hmm.
was at, I believe it was like a food drive or something like that. I think it might have been a United Way event.
Probably sounds like
It
COVID
sounds
thing.
like it was, and they're just, digging in and getting after it and just getting the mission done that
Mhm.
needed to get done. And, they're an hour into this thing, and before she introduces herself to him, and, he's like, "Yeah, I'm Jerry Williams,
Mhm.
president and CEO." Like, and I don't even think he probably said that, but
Probably
I'm
not. Yeah, he's
yeah,
far too humble.
but I mean, here's this guy, and she's, in management and executive in
Mhm.
her own company for that, right? And that's just cool to me,
Absolutely.
is, just what the mission is, and like, hey, we're here to get this done and enjoy it. And your people see that, the
Mhm.
community sees that. It's showing up and showing up and doing something.
Right. I
Yeah,
love that. Very good advice. Very good advice. Anybody ever needs help finding a project, just not even sure where to begin, United Way, always a great place.
always, always.
you know,
But it's fun.
hopefully we have
You guys
something
make it
and
fun.
yeah, yeah. If not, something we have all of those amazing nonprofits that we can also refer people to. The goal is always I just want somebody to have the best volunteer experience ever, whether that's with us or with one of the other incredible nonprofits here. We need everybody to be rolling up their sleeves and getting involved in a way that's really meaningful to them. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
right. My final question as we wrap this up is what excites you most about your continued partnership with United Way, either you personally being on our board or our partnership together between our
Well,
organizations?
I'm very excited, for the opportunity to be on the board,
Hmm.
and see, the next, um, iteration and vision and just the path of this United Way. I've been involved with the United Way probably going back 15 years,
Hmm.
and it changed and evolved and everything. And I love to see what you and your team have done with all these things, taking on new initiatives.
Hmm.
I'm sure sometimes your team is like, "Are we taking on
Right.
another
Another one,
initiative?"
another
Yeah.
idea.
But it's always fun, right? And it always is neat, and I love the idea of watching that evolution.
Hmm.
So I'm excited to be a part of that. And then with my team, as I kind of alluded to before, I'm really excited about building the new branch and the new,
Yeah. Next whole
generation
generation.
of volunteers and United Way supporters. Because I've even got people that have been in the industry,
Hmm.
for, 18, 19 years, and their involvement with the United Way is, might be relegated to just, workplace
Right.
campaign,
The once a year.
the
Yeah.
once a year
Hmm.
thing. and
Hmm.
and and now getting to get them truly involved and truly immersed and the newer employees and building that new generation, that's exciting to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Ed, for your time today.
Thank you.
Really looking forward to our partnership on United for Impact. We'll drop all the links to purchase tickets to that below, and we'll also share information about your community day in October as well. But thank you for all
Very
you
much.
do, and we hope to see you again soon on the next Change Starts With You.